As a young boy, Steven Spielberg had been introduced to the Holocaust from his parents and was told about many murderous stories about how many people got killed. He had always been interested as he was Jewish and he had relatives who had been killed in Poland. When Steven Spielberg had first been introduced to this topic about the Holocaust, he had been afraid and he wanted to be mature enough to make the movie. As he grew older, he became more mature and decided to do the Shindlers List. The Schindler's List was about a very, very hard topic, and many people were devastated about this event. But whoever watched this movie came out a different person.
Schindler's List is about the grimmest of recent historical events, the systematic murder by the Nazis of 6 million Jews. Why did you want to make this film?
Well, that's a hard question because I asked myself that, and I've been asking myself that for a long time. There's not just one really wonderful, easy answer to that. I think it's just a composite of the influence my parents had over me when I was growing up in an Orthodox Jewish house where my parents were indirectly affected by the Holocaust because my grandparents lost relatives in Eastern Europe. My parents were born in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the USA. And they were very active in telling their children, myself and 3 of my sisters, stories of the Holocaust ever since I can remember. And they were stories that made me interested as a kid because whenever your parents, your mother and father, talk about murder and they illustrate graphically. I remember one story my parents told me, which I'll never forget, which is about a concert pianist, a Jewish man in his 50s, who in 1936, after a concert, and he was on his way home in Berlin, brown shirts attacked him, brought him into the alley, and broke every one of his 10 fingers, to the point that he could never play the piano again. And these were illustrations of something that just seemed incredible as a child to hear from your own parents. But my parents really felt a responsibility to kind of pass it along to us. And I think in a sense, that sunk in after decades of myself becoming a parent and having children and wanting to pass something along to them. And when I read the book in 1982 by Thomas Keneally, based on the true story of the Schindler Juden, it was something that occurred to me that I could pass along to my children through what I do best, which is telling stories on film.